So when in the writing of my book, and this is my current lovely notebook, in the writing of my book, I have divided out sections for being able to show up in the world and share your magic, and they are find, own, shape, and share. And so today I'm going to do a kind of top level, high level overview of finding your magic. So the signposts to your magic. There are many. There are many, many signposts. We should always be on the lookout for them, listening for them, looking for them, tasting for them. And here are some of them. Fear. We talked a little bit about that last week. I'll go into that a bit more. Fear. Joy. Right? You love it. It lights you up. It's often the thing that you find so fun and so easy and so natural that you think, I couldn't possibly get paid for doing this. I mean, I just do this for fun. This is my hobby. But what if it's meant to be more than your hobby? And connected to that one is things that you loved to do as a child. That is another signpost to your magic and purpose. Jealousy. Jealousy is a great one. And I'm going to go more into that one today. Judgment. Right? Judgment, ironically, we often judge judgment. Right? Oh, I shouldn't be judgmental. I shouldn't be judgmental. Oh no, that's judgmental of me. Oh, that's not spiritual of me. Shouldn't be judgmental. But the truth is, we are judging, right? We're having opinions, we're seeing things, and we have a response, and we have an opinion on that. And the key in terms of judgment being a signpost to your purpose and your magic is that generally, right, unless you go down the route of just moaning and complaining about it, which yes, is useless, generally, when you judge something, it's because you can see it could be better. And you can see it could be better because making it be better is part of your purpose. So don't judge your judgments. Let them guide you. What are you seeing that could be better? What gifts and skills and talents do you have that could enable that to be better? Or contacts, community, networks that could help that issue be better, right? It doesn't even have to be a big issue. It could be as simple as you see a form and you're like, this form makes no sense, right? I do it like this. There's a signpost to your purpose. Maybe part of your magic and purpose is taking complex systems and simplifying them into an easy to follow process. And don't most of us need that, right? So it doesn't have to be this huge issue that is the signpost. It could be this tiny little thing that you keep noticing. This could be better. Why do people do that? I don't understand why people do it like that. Okay, so take a breath, pause, right? Take the attention of what everyone else is doing wrong and put it onto what you want to do about it. What do you want to make better? What do you want to change? Okay, so I went into that one a little bit depth, so that one's done for now. I'd love to hear as I'm going along, which ones kind of spark you, which ones have your thinking go, ooh, oh, there are things I'm judging and all I'm doing at the moment is moaning about them. And actually I could do something about them. And maybe that is my purpose. So which one of these spark you? And what do they spark you to think or wonder? And let me know in the comments. And if this is resonating, please like, please love, please tag your friends if you think that they would like to be watching this session as well. So continuing on, high level, it's hard for me not to, I just want to like dive in and tell you all about everything, but I'm going to continue doing high level version of Signposts to Your Purpose. So fear, joy, what you loved as a child, jealousy, judgment, nudges, right? Those kind of like little inner nudges. Oh, I keep thinking about this thing. Why do I keep thinking about this thing? It won't go away. I keep waking in the night thinking about this thing. I like woke up in the morning and I had a thought about that thing again. Right? I'm lying in a bath thinking about that thing. Pay attention. What are the nudges nudging you towards? Okay, other signposts to your purpose. Compliments. Compliments. What do people tell you is amazing about you? Now, because of the way we were mostly brought up to dismiss our own brilliance, you might find it hard to accept compliments. And therefore, your natural tendency might be to bat them away or not even hear them. Sometimes I see that happening with my clients. I reflect their brilliance back to them and they don't even hear it. And they repeat the past negative statement that they were just telling me about. And I'm like, hang on. Did you hear that? Or I noticed another, when I'm doing group sessions, someone will reflect someone's brilliance to them. And that person, I can, see in their energy field, haven't even heard it. Right? So let's get better at hearing compliments and choosing to believe them. Choosing to believe them, because it's kind of rude, right? To not, someone else has just told you something that they see about you and you're like, no. That's a bit rude. Let's accept them, right? When people tell us wonderful things about ourselves, let's practice, however hard it is, saying thank you. And then letting it in. Letting it infuse your cells, infuse your being, infuse your seeing of yourself. It's so easy to look for flaws. I notice it in myself. I go to the bathroom first thing in the morning and I notice it's so easy for the first thing to do to look in the mirror and look for flaws, look for a breakout, whatever. And I'm in that practice with myself at the moment of no, don't intentionally look for your flaws. Why don't you do that? Don't do that. Right? Soften your gaze and look and feel for the wholeness of who you are. That's a nicer way to start your day, isn't it? So let's do that. Let's all practice accepting compliments and recognizing they might well be signposts to your magic and purpose. And connected to that one, the next one is requests, right? So similarly, from other people, what do people ask you for? What do they come to you for? I was that person growing up that was always the confident, right? Always the confident. People wanted to come and tell me their stories, tell me their challenges. Strangers at bus stops, on buses, on tubes, telling me their life stories. So what do people come to you for? What do they want from you? I have another client who shared that she has a friend that said to her, when I want, I can't remember exactly how she phrased it, but something like, when I want softness and love, I go to this other friend. And when I want to kick up the bar, I come to you. Right? Okay, great. So that's part of her brand, part of her vibe. It's what people come to her for. They kick up the bar, right? The barefaced truth. So what do people come to you for? What do they ask you for? Believe them. Believe that what they're asking for has value. Otherwise, they wouldn't ask for it. And that segues into the next one to pay attention to. Next signpost to your purpose which is things you find easy, right? Things you find easy, things you dismiss, you just throw away. Oh, surely everyone knows that. No, they don't. No, they don't. And when you start trusting that they don't, and that those things that come easily to you are of value to others, and that's how we work as a collective. Something that's easy to you is hard for me. I need your help. Something that's easy for me is hard for you. You need my help. It's like this big, beautiful cosmic joke, right? Oh, you think you're so independent? Ha! None of you can do it by yourself. You're going to have to learn how to work together. Right? So that thing that you find easy, you throw away, you think has no value because it's so easy. And were we brought up to value hard? Right? See if you can flip that in your mind. Because this is so easy, it's really valuable. Right? This is so easy, therefore it's so valuable. So there's another signpost to your purpose. And the last one I'm going to talk about today, this is going to be a whole, as you can probably feel already, epic segment in my book, which is going to be out by the end of this year. The final signpost to your purpose is, unsurprisingly, hopefully, your story. Right? Your story, your life experiences. Your life experiences lead you to your purpose. Now, you can look at that one of two ways. You can look at that as certain experiences were put on my path to guide me towards my purpose, right? In a kind of big spiritual view of the world, metaphysical view of how the world works. If that doesn't fit your belief system, you can look at it in a much more pragmatic way. Because I experience certain things, these are important to me, right? It's just a different way of looking at it. I had these experiences, and therefore these things are important to me because I know how it feels. I know what it takes to get through it. I don't want anyone else to experience that, right? That kind of take on it. And that's what Story School does. That's the whole purpose of Story School, is getting you to discover your purpose through looking back in a very particular way, in a particular light, and doing specific exercises and having my guidance and my eyes on you and my ears, my listening, loving ears on your stories and how they reveal your purpose. So I'm going to go back to a few of them. I'm going to go back to fear, joy, and jealousy. But first of all, I'd like to have a little look. So I've given you the overview of all of them. Fear, joy, childhood dreams, jealousy, judgment, nudges, compliments, requests, things you find easy, and your story. There are a few more actually, but I might save them for the book. I'm going to come and have a little look at your comments, and then I'm going to go into a little bit more depth, because I kind of did for a few of them anyway. Fear, joy, and jealousy. So, Janet Smith Harrison, hello, welcome to this group. It's lovely having you here. So, I've recently reframed my faults, which were pointed out to me frequently as a child and in different ways as an adult, as my traits. Exactly. That is such a good reframe and so important. You may have noticed that the first day's training next week in your magical offering immersion is titled "Nothing About Who You Are is Wrong." And that is because of my deep belief, like my primary belief, that nothing about who you are is wrong. Right? Often things we think are wrong about us are just gifts in the wrong environment, or gifts trying to be given to the wrong people who can't see and experience the value of them. But nothing about who you are as a human being is wrong. So I love that you have done that reframe for yourself. Anna Louise is going to catch the replay. Hello in the replay. Excellent. Annette Shaw, hello. The best compliment I ever got was from my best friend who said she admires my ability to bounce back from tough times quickly. I felt uplifted when she told me that. Beautiful. I'm so glad that you were able to really take that in, know that that was true about who you are, and feel uplifted as a result. That is beautiful. I can see that there are 15 comments, but I can only see 4, which is very, very strange. So I will continue. Fear. Fear as a signpost to your magic and purpose. Again, I talked about fear quite in depth last week. So if you haven't yet watched last week's mesmerizing messaging session, do go back and hear me talk about fear, my thesis on fear. Fear has been a long-term friend on my journey in terms of being able to show up and talk about my magic and help you show up and talk about your magic. So I have discovered many ways over the years to not push through it, override it, but befriend and alchemize it. And the thing about alchemizing your fear, right, turning it into gold, is that it reveals things in you that are different, unique, and therefore rare and valuable. One of my clients, Jackie, had this fear of being seen as mad. And when we worked with that fear, and I led her through my alchemizing fear process, she realized that her ability to go to the depths with someone, you know, to be what she referred to as an edge walker, right, is such a gift. And we need those people in this world. We need the people who will dare to go right to the very edge and be able to safely bring you back. Right? And it was this part in her that knows madness that enables her to be able to do that. So what a gift. What a gift. So joy as a signpost to your purpose. In a way, this one is really obvious, right? You love it. It lights you up. You were made to do it. And there's a little more to it that I do want to talk about. And one of them is actually a sort of a caveat or a warning. And it's from the work I've done into learning about flow and living in flow, and sort of looking at what else is out there, what other teachings are out there. And there's a lot of stuff around this idea that when you find your purpose, you will just have constant energy and be constantly lit up and constantly energized. And I'm here to tell you that, especially as a highly sensitive entrepreneur, no, you won't. Right? You are still going to get tired. You're still going to need to rest. In fact, sometimes the more on purpose you are and the more giving of your gifts that you are doing, the more self-care you need, not less. Right? And the more sleep that you need, especially if the work that you're doing is deep, is holding space for lots of people and their journeys and their deep divings and their realizations and their pain and their madness and their worries about things that are wrong about themselves. Right? No, we shouldn't be taking any of that on ourselves energetically, and that's a whole other piece. But simply knowing that something brings you joy, and then, you know, it's this journey, right? You get to this place in your business as vehicle for self-expression journey where you're like, hang on, I thought when I was doing the thing I loved, I would have boundless joy, and boundless energy. And I hear, especially in my clients, when we're talking about their sensitivity, there's this really interesting belief going on underneath that is, when I'm successful, like my sensitivity won't be such a problem, right? Now there's a part to that which is true because you have the finances and you can hire help. Oh my goodness, I've just hired a second person on my team, and it's like way more than just having double one person. It's like, it feels like exponential support and growth. You know, it's that thing about the mastermind, right? When more than two minds gather, you get access to this mastermind. So yes, you can afford more help. You can probably afford, if you planned your business properly, more time off, more holidays, more self-care. But that's because you need them, right? There's never going to be this point where you're suddenly not sensitive. You suddenly don't need self-care, and you suddenly don't need to take care of yourself. That is a lifelong, beautiful journey of honoring yourself and taking care of yourself. So this idea, you know, and it's in this book, which is wonderful, great book, really, really good book by Gay Hendricks, which is called The Big Leap. But one of the things he says, which I don't agree with, is that when you find your purpose, you're just lit up all the time, right? And I think that's a dangerous game to play and a dangerous thing to look for as an outcome, because it's not being a human, right? We're still going to sometimes feel fed up. We're still going to sometimes feel frustrated. We're still going to sometimes think we're not doing enough. We're still going to sometimes feel anxious. And we're definitely every single day going to feel tired, right, at the end when it's time for bed, or in the middle when it's time for a nap. So yes, joy, yes, signpost to your purpose. And don't use not constantly feeling joy as a signpost that you're off purpose. That's just a signpost that you're human. Oh, someone's calling me. Not now. All right, so finally, jealousy. Jealousy. Again, jealousy is one of those things that we put a layer of judgment on, right? We're like, oh, I'm not supposed to be jealous. That's not a good girl thing to do. Okay. But the truth is, we get jealous, right? So use it. Everything. My client Emily yesterday in Mesmerized was saying how everything is information. And she is absolutely right. And jealousy is included in that. I should have figured out the maths before I came to talk to you, but probably close on, I want to say 40 grand, something like that, by listening to my jealousy. Why? Because I noticed I was really jealous anytime someone either promoted a storytelling course, told me about someone else who taught storytelling, like raved about someone else who'd helped them with their storytelling, and I'd be like, meh, I could do that. I could do that. What? And then one day I was like, so why are you not doing that? And then pulled my sleeves up, created Story School, ran it, don't even know how many times now, 6 times. We'll be running it again in June. Love it. All because I chose to listen to my jealousy, and instead of continuing to just be annoyed and jealous every time storytelling got mentioned, actually do something about it. Thank goodness. So, is there something that you are jealous of? Is there someone that you're jealous of? And if there is, what specifically about them makes you feel jealousy? And what might that be pointing you towards? Something you are supposed to be doing, something you are supposed to be being known for.